15-16 on the rotation. Toronto versus Calgary. We've got Calgary minus 115, slight home favorites, total 6 across the board. In this hockey game. Toronto, they've encountered some turbulence as of late, no question about that. Mike Babcock's been taking guys in, taking guys out of the lineup. There's no question. He's trying to get some balance going with this team right now. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games, Arizona, Florida in a shootout. The Carolina win 5-4. They got badly outshot in, and of course they lost at home to Washington in their last game on Saturday. But here we go again. We talked about it with LA just now. And we're talking about it here with Toronto. It's the first game of a road trip. Do you get that focus here from the Leafs? And maybe their A game starting this 3-game Western Canadian sojourn this week. They're in Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver. Back-to-back games this week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We'll see if they're able to bring it. I do know one thing, and I don't like historical stuff, but man, the Leafs this has been a house of horrors for the Leafs over the years playing in Calgary. I think they've won once in their last, I don't know, something like 10 games in Calgary. It's not been good whatsoever. But I do like the spot here for Toronto. Calgary's a weird team. Calgary, to me, is a team I'd rather back at home, on the road rather than at home. They've been a little bit more inconsistent at the Scotiabank Saddledome this season, just 6-5 at home. They're 7-5 on the road. So I actually lean a little bit to the Leafs here. I don't love it by any stretch of the imagination because I do have some concerns, external concerns about the way they've been trending the last week or so. But Leafs at this price probably playable enough for me. Dana, you're involved with the Leafs and Flames. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I just kind of redid my power rankings the other day, and I have Calgary a little bit ahead of Toronto. I don't know. There's something about Toronto that doesn't really inspire me right now, and nothing really about Calgary that inspires me either, except I think they're a little bit better than what people think. First of all, it's no secret I'm a huge fan of Glenn Gulletson. I talk about the way that he handles his players all the time. Any chance that I get, I love the way he lets his lines mature. He's not a guy that is going to put his lines up in the blender, as Alex says, and try to create different chemistry every single night. He kind of just lets his guys go, and he doesn't really do a lot of matchups during games or before games, and he just kind of has a lot of confidence in the lines that he rolls out there. There is a lot of talk, obviously, about and in fact, I heard somebody today saying, well, you could make a case that Austin Matthews is as good as Connor McDavid right now, and that's obviously debatable. But you talk about Zach Hyman, you talk about William Nylander. I mean, these are guys that could certainly get a lot of publicity, but guys like Sean Monahan, Johnny Gaudreau, and Michael Furlan. I mean, these guys, have point wise at least, they're burying the top line of the Maple Leafs. And in fact, I think that Johnny Gaudreau tonight is going to have a ton of space on that left side against Nylander. I think he's a better skater than Nylander, and I think he's going to create opportunities. Even if you look at the current form, maybe not the seasonal form, but the current form for sure. Even that second line, I think, is a little bit better than Toronto's. Marlowe and Kadri have had good seasons so far, but Leo Komarov has just had 1 assist. He's going to be matched up tonight against Matthew Tkachuk, which I think is an advantage for Tkachuk for sure. That line right there, to me, has had tremendous chemistry, and I think people are really overlooking how well that line as well has played over the last 10 days. So you look at the first 2 lines for Calgary, I think you're getting and offensively, at least, I think you're getting 2 lines that certainly you can rely on financially. I think Calgary's feeling good after its road trip, like you mentioned, Ian. I'd rather get them on the road than at home. But again, that first that first game factor we talked about earlier also applies to the first game back at home as well. And I think Calgary's feeling really good about what they accomplished. I think they look at this game as an opportunity to further that. You're only having to lay $1.11 on this game, so I have no problem doing that with the Flames tonight.
Yeah, that's my issue with this game from a pricing standpoint. I was looking to play Toronto, but I was hoping I'd get a plus price, not minus 105, $1.10 near even money. It's not the price I was hoping for with Toronto, and that series history scares me too a little bit. I know you can't overreact. It goes way back to when there were different coaches, obviously, with Toronto, different players, to the Ron Wilson era, the Randy Carlyle era, but Still, it's a situation where Toronto's been absolutely horrendous for the most part playing in Calgary, and that's a long-term dismal track record of failure they've had there. And they've got issues right now. Nylander, for as good as he is offensively, boy, he's terrible in his own zone at times. Back-checking ability is non-existent at times for him. He has to pay more respect and appreciation for the defensive side of the game. That's all there is to it. Babcock stressed that with him over and over and over again, and he's still trying to bang his head against the wall to get Nylander to realize that as well. We're going to have to wait and see if that comes, because I think there's going to come a point in time when enough's enough, and Babcock says that's it. You got to start giving it that same effort without the puck as you do with the puck, and then maybe you're going to become the player we think you can be, the complete player we think you can be. We know the offensive talent's there for him, but that's still an issue for him playing without the puck.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.